Hello and welcome to another of our weekly live streams. Tonight I want to talk to you about something that I'm passionate about. This week marked the anniversary of the passage of the 1965 Voting Rights Act. Voting rights is a subject I'm passionate about. I'm a lawyer. I don't get real animated with things, but voting rights is something that I have very, very strong opinions about, and it's something, to me, it's essential to what it means to be American. And so, without the graphics, without the screen stuff, I just want to lay out my thoughts to you on voting rights. I've shared before my political journey, how I started out as a Republican in college. I was vice president of my college Republicans organization on my college campus. And I've shared how, over the years, though, my attitudes have changed. One of the major change agents for me politically was the subject of voting rights. Because as a young, naive college student with a degree in political science, I equated America with democracy. The belief that every person has a voice, every person gets to vote. I was raised in a very civic-minded family. We talked. Sometimes we argued over our political beliefs. We did that, it seemed like, every single night growing up. Participation in our democracy was an important thing in our household. And I grew up during the end of the Cold War. I was taught that communism had state-coordinated media and farcical elections, but never America. And so the idea that political forces might try to restrict the right to vote in our country was just appalling to me. I knew it happened in what I thought of as the Dark Ages, way back before I was born, but surely I thought those kinds of things didn't still happen. Well, my naivete soon faded, and I learned that restricting the right to vote is an idea that is alive and well in our country. For instance, consider voter ID laws. It sounds legitimate at first. Make sure people who turn out to vote are who they say they are. But let's get real. There is simply no evidence of this being any kind of a widespread problem. And what has been the solution to this non-existent problem? Well, have you taken your teenager to go get a driver's license lately? It's ridiculous the amount of documentation that's required to get a driver's license these days. For instance, you got a passport? Well, that's not good enough to qualify to get you a driver's license. You need more. They want something from you saying that you live in your house right then at that very moment. Getting your driver's license these days is a multi-day event comprised of taking documentation to the DMV, being sent home to get more documentation, and then returning several times until you finally satisfy the state of Texas that you are who you say you are. And the only reason why the legislature makes you go through all that mess is to discourage people from getting an ID, which then discourages people from voting. Now, making it harder to register voters is another thing that we do that serves no purpose. Why do we want to put up hurdles to registering people to vote? For instance, in Texas, I can't just design a website that allows you to download the forms to register to vote and then allows you to upload the form for sending it in to the appropriate state agency. But so many other legal things can be done online, things like drafting a will, paying taxes, setting up a retirement account. Those things can all be done online. But getting that little card that says I can vote requires me appearing before a special officer that's approved to register me for voting. And closing polling places. Again, why? Oh, I understand there is the complaint that we don't have the money, but we have the money to pay county commissioner salaries. We can afford county roads and bridges and parks and the county hospital and county law enforcement. Shouldn't we treat the most American activity of them all, the act of voting, as the most deserving of county resources? And so the short answer, without any fancy graphics tonight on this live stream, is yes, I support eliminating restrictions on keeping people from voting. We have a shameful past of trying to restrict the rights of people to vote. We need to do everything in our power to make up for that past, and it begins with giving every citizen convenient access to the ballot box. When I'm elected your state representative, I'll fight for that right for every Texan. I'm John Gibson. If you like what you hear, please click the like button and share this video. We do these videos every Sunday night with a few in between. This Thursday evening at 6 p.m., I'll be in a Q&A with the Lubbock Educators Association. I hope you'll join us. Thank you, stay safe, and see you next time.